Hi, this is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and I'm going to demonstrate a trade here for you. I'm going to show you how um, I buy support and resistance. And you see we have resistance across the top here. We have support across the bottom. We had a little bit of a downtrend here from the overnight, um, and this really might have even been more like that right there. But this is the first break of the trend line. We're looking for a retest of the low. But we've bounced down here 1, 2, 3, 4 several times, and so we're really stuck in this 3-point trading range here. And so I'm going to look to buy when we come down here. Now normally I don't teach you to buy blindly the way I'm going to do here. I teach you to wait on a setup that shows your reversal bar. So don't go trying to do this with in your live trading account. Um, Spend some time with it in simulation and get a feel for it before you go trying it. But I'm going to demonstrate here if we can get another test of this support area here. I'll be looking for a bounce. We got a lot of overlap right here, so even if we break below this little double bottom across it, we're probably going to bounce back. That's my thinking. And then we've got the double bottom down here. So I'm looking for prices to come down here and test this, and we may even break through a little bit, but I feel like they're going to bounce. So um, I'm looking for a buy down here, and I guarantee you there's a lot of people as I'm making this video that are looking to go short right in here, and so we'll see what happens. And I'm going to record this video, and if it starts to get too long here, okay, we just bounced off my order. You can see it bounced. There we go. We're bumping it. See if we can get filled or not. There's a lot of buying going on right there. And the idea is that there's been buying that comes in here every time we hit this price area. And all I'm looking for is mostly a scalp, and if we get lucky and catch a low, then I'll have a runner. My hope is we bounce off here and rock it out, and I can make my scalp no matter what, and maybe even catch a runner that catches a reversal here. So let's see what happens. We're bouncing off our order here, and I've had this order sitting there for a while, so maybe we'll get filled even if it doesn't tick through, but more than likely we're going to have to tick through that spot. And you see that it's trying to bounce already. It's a lot of, I'm not the only one looking to buy here, and that's the reason it's just can't get through that area right there. But this is where most closes are. Let me move this over where you can see this. You can see all the closes have been mostly right along here, so that's the key support area that I like. Now we got a little overlap here. There we go. All right, we're long now. We got our 2-point stop in place. Actually, should be right there. So we got our 2-point stop in place. We're not going to give it any more than 2 points. That's the maximum we're willing to give it. And we're looking mostly for a bounce of back up here to 4 ticks to get our scalp, and then maybe we'll catch a double bottom that reverses out of here after this little trend line break, and we'll rock it to the moon today. But this has been a really tight trading range. It wouldn't surprise me to see us make some more down move, but I'm looking. This is what I'm looking. I'll just show you this while we're waiting to see what's going to happen with our trade. I think that is one leg down, then a correction. Actually, let me get it right here. And then we got another leg down right in here. And we went a little further. You see we have broke down and made a new low here. Now I'm looking for the bounce. Went a little lower than I like, but I don't see any reason to exit this trade yet. Again, we're only going to give it 2 points. If we're wrong 2 points, we're wrong. We did get through the support area, but that's not uncommon. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll drop my order down here and catch the breakout and have more room to get out before we come back up. But most of the time those trades, it won't break through there and it ends up bouncing and you miss the trade. So a lot of times I want to get in just a tick or so above the support to make sure I get my trade filled. Now the previous support, you can see we're having a little trouble getting back through there, and that's what you expect. And until this holds as resistance, we're not looking for another short yet. But hopefully you understand what we're doing here. I just posted an article yesterday on buying support and selling resistance, and there was actually a nice setup up here. Made the money on the way down. Now I'm hoping to make some money on the way back up. This was the higher probability trade because I was entering with the trend because the trend's been down. And this is a little bit more of a counter trend trade, but because we've been in this trading range since 4 o'clock, it's really a trading range. It's not really a trend anymore. Although the trend may start up again, it's not really a trend yet. So for that reason, we're not really counter trend here. We're just buying the strong support. We got a nice double bottom. And if we're going to go lower, the odds are we're going to bounce back up in here and come back and test the EMA before we go lower. Until this support acts as resistance, there's no really real reason to be looking for a short. Alright, we finally broke a little higher there. See if we can continue on up, catch a few stops and run up here now. But this is why we prefer to buy support rather than sell the breakout, because more times than not, even if we're going lower, we're going to bounce back first. So we want to wait for the proper time to enter. There's quite a bit of buying going on here. And we're just waiting now to either see if we're going to come back to the EMA. Our hope is we're going to come all the way back to this, at least this high up here. And we might even get a trend reversal now because we've had a trend line break and a couple of legs down to a new low. So there's always a chance we can catch the low of the day. Do we know that? No, we have no idea. We just got to follow the price action and see what happens. But the key is we're buying strong support here. And you can see we've bounced across here several times. And if you look back across here, there's a double bottom over here previously. So this has been a strong buy area here. Here we go. We're headed towards our. Only thing I don't like here is our exit order is right at the EMA, and we're going to get some resistance there, more than likely. And we had a double bottom across here, so that's the pullback to test that double bottom, and so that's why we're getting a little resistance there as well. Alright, let's see if we got a little trap there and get another little leg up here, or at least another test to this area up here. What we hope is that one little tick lower right there, hopefully maybe trap some more shorts, and now they'll take it higher and run those stops and get another little surge higher. The buying and the selling's really slowed down now. You can see the ticks, they're just not moving very quickly over here. There we go. There was a nice little chunk of buying. Come on, buyers, we got two legs down. Let's make another little leg up, even if it's... Well, still like this to the upside. We might have been a little early. We'll see what happens here. If this reverses out of here strongly, I may even add on here. We don't want to take on any more risk while it's against us. But if suddenly this looks like we're rocketing to the other side, I may even add on here. Some strong selling right there. I think we're going to get stopped out on this one. I don't like this, the way this is set up. That's a breakout pullback short. Of course, we got a little double bottom with those two closes there. And I can't tell you how many times you come within a tick or two of getting stopped out just as the trade goes in your favor. So, and I love when you get a tick or two lower than the other side, because you know you got trap shorts there, the ones that want to go short down here. Come on, buyers. We got them trapped now. Let's go higher. Here we go. I really like the way this is setting up now. We need a close back up above our resistance or support line. That's our support line, which is now kind of acting as resistance. We need a close back up above that. But you're going to get some noise down here, and it's not uncommon for it to tick a tick or two lower a few times, and that's why I like to give it 2 points down there. You don't want to give it a lot of room because it could, we could continue the trend on down, so you don't want to give it a lot of room. But at the same time, you have to be aware that there's noise in the market, and this is, there's running stops down here. And if they run the stops a couple of times and then reverse it, that's what really makes it burst higher. Because all these people that are getting short down here have to suddenly exit. And so hopefully that makes sense to you, and that's part of the reason why we like these trades. Trying their best to close this bar below that area, but they're trying hard to get it above there too. So the bears and the bulls are fighting it out here, and we ended as a little doji there. It's not promising. They may make another run lower here. All right, buyers, let's do it here. But again, the reason we like to keep a 2 point stop down here is we don't want to get stopped out just on the noise. You can see if we just had a one or two tick stop each time, we would have got stopped out on this trade. And I get that question quite often. Can you trade scalping for 4 ticks with a 2 tick stop and make money? Well, if that's all you do and you lose and you're wrong more times than you're right, no. Obviously, you're not going to make money. You're going to lose money in the long run. However, if you get it right more times than you get it wrong, you can do that all the time. But the real key is we're not just always going for 4 ticks. People get confused on that. 4 ticks is just the beginning of our trade. We're hoping we get to catch a couple of points on this runner here. But by only going for 4 ticks and then moving our stop to break even, we increase the odds of us being right and having things on our side. So the answer to that question is definitely if you're losing, if you get the trade wrong more times than you get it right, no, you can't consistently scalp for 1 tick and have a 2 point stop. But we've done some studies. If you just flip a coin around randomly on an entry and anywhere, even if it's, doesn't matter what the trend is, if you just randomly flip a coin and enter with a 2 point stop and only go for 4 ticks, that most of the time you're going to hit the 4 tick area before you hit the 2 tick stop. So that increases the odds already. And if you learn to find the key entry points and you're entering when the odds are on your side, um, it changes things considerably. So again, we're getting resistance right here at the EMA like you would expect. Just like up here when we came to this high, you see we got resistance in here around that EMA several times before we were finally able to get on through it. And at this point, if we make it up this far, if we get this far, depending on how quickly we get there and how it sets up, I may change this target. But as of now, I'm expecting that prices are probably going to turn down right across there. And so I'm even probably going to exit right there. We haven't got there yet, but that's my target that I'm looking for if we come back up in, get back above this, if this support holds here, which it looks like it's going to do. Here we go. And you see we had to be patient. This trade's about 20 minutes right now since I started it. I'm looking at the time row here. So so we don't always, it's not always fast, especially when you're looking for a reversal. We're bouncing off our order a couple of different times there. Come on, buyers. Don't turn down yet. They may come back and test this area again. We needed one more tick, or maybe even half a tick, because my order's been there quite a while, so I was probably early in the queue to be buying right there. And that's why I like the automated strategies too. There we go. So we got out and it didn't have to tick through because we were early. But usually when you get out like that before it ticks through, the odds are high that it's going to tick up there very quickly. Every now and then, see, there it was. It ticked up there. Now we're back to break even. We're very liable to get stopped out on this. We'll see. This is what happens when you put your stop close, but at the same time, we don't want to get back in our money. And I could move this just to break even, and I may do that. But my guess is we're probably going to pull back here and test this before we go higher again. And we still could go lower yet because now we got a couple of little legs back up here. But my hope is that we go higher to test this upper side before we go lower. There we go. Now we're getting some move. We're hitting some stops now. But hopefully you see why we don't want to sell down here. We were looking to buy down here, and it takes a few minutes, just like it took it a few minutes to reverse up here. It takes it a few minutes because these sellers, the smart traders, are loading up down here while the unsuspecting traders are all selling, and then suddenly they reverse it, and all these guys that loaded up short down here have to exit, and that's what keeps it running higher. And we could tighten our stop here, and I may tighten it because there's a strong chance we could pull back and test this low again before we go on up here to test this high. But now I need to go ahead and put my trend line on here and show you this. There's our trend going up. We got a little short-term trend line right there. Now we touched it. Let's see if we can shoot up again now. I'm going to go ahead and move this trade to break even +1 because I don't want to give a tick back because there's strong odds that we're coming back to test this low again. So now we just let it go. We could manage the trade more, but now we're either going to get stopped out here and make one extra tick. We've already made $100 because we scalped out 4 ticks on 2 contracts. And we got a chance to make another 2.5 points here on this last contract, so another $112.50 or so there minus our commission. So now we're either going to make 62.50 on this trade, or we're going to make $212.50 and 20 50 cents or 25, forget. 12.50, I guess, a point, or $25 a point, a tick. $12.50. Yeah, it'd be $12.50. So if we get stopped out here, we're gonna make 50. We're gonna make 62.50. And if we get our target, then we're gonna make $112.50. Come on, buyers, get us a runner going here. Because we've been in this trading range, it's probably not beneficial to try to get anything more than getting out up here at the highs again. And really, to be honest, there's where the bulk of the resistance has been. Right across that area right there. So we may tick that one tick higher and this thing may fail. So I may start tightening the stop. Um, We're about 28 minutes into this thing. This has been a long trade, so I'm probably going to wrap this video up before this trade ends, unless it ends real quickly here. But hopefully all that makes sense to you. Again, we're shooting to exit back up here, one tick in front of where these previous closes were, because that should be our stronger resistance point now. I'm going to give it a few more. Actually, what I might do is just pause this and see which way we start moving, then pick it back up so I can show you the end of this without getting this video extremely long, because we're 28 minutes into this now. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pause it here until we get close to one target or the other, and then I'll start the trade back again. Okay, I'm going to pick this back up a minute. Look, you notice we ticked one tick higher, touched the EMA, and now we're trying to reverse higher again. Now, we may get another leg the same as this one right here, and so that's something we need to take into account on this trade. If we're going to get another leg, our next target could be way up here. The only problem is we're going to get some really strong resistance right here. I'm really tempted to you can see them now. We're really catching the stops, and I might have hope I didn't make a mistake by moving my target a little higher. So now we're going to get, actually I'm going to move it one more. I'm going to try to get 3 points off this runner. But you can see we ran into this resistance right there where I expected. That's why I was looking to originally exit there, and I may wish I'd have done that, because we may not get a measured leg back up here, because this is a trading range and there's going to be some really strong resistance here. But if we pop through there, we'll probably run up here and then come back again. So, but these are the things that you're always looking at and weighing in your head. Just get that out of the way. It's just kind of, but you can see that first leg is right there. So if we make a measured leg, we're looking at, and I'm probably going to wish I'd have just taken my exit right there where, and now you can, that's why I had that exit there, because that was the likely place where the previous closes were at. And we may still get up there. Here we go. They're going to run at it again. But there we go. We bounced off our order. Come on, one more tick. Let's give us 3 points on our runner. We probably could make this second leg, but I'm not going to be greedy. I'm going to take my 4 points, or no, 5 points off this trade. That's what we'll make. Easy $250. Well, I won't say easy, but a pretty high probability $250. Of course, we haven't got out of this yet. I'm counting my chickens before they hatch, and we're 30 minutes into this trade, so I'm probably going to go ahead and wrap it up. But you can see here exactly what. I may just pause it a minute and then pick it back up once we break through here, just to see how this, if we get this measured leg, or if we're going to turn back down right here. But we're getting a lot of resistance here, so the same reason we bought down here is the reason we'd be looking to sell up here, because it's really a strong possibility we're going to turn down right here. Here we go. That closed. There's still some buying going on. They're trying to, but you see how hard it starts selling every time. And look at there. Come on, one more run at it. And the thing is, I moved this order around several times, so we're not early in the queue up here. I imagine there's a lot of orders in front of us there. I'm going to go ahead and go ahead and close this order. We'll get 2 points out of it. There we go. All right. So we made a total of 4 points on that trade, $200. And, we came within a half a tick. All we needed to do was tick through that order, and we would have made 3 points off that trade instead of 2. But needless to say, I didn't want to risk it, because we're turning down there, and there's a good chance that we could still meet this target here, but there's a good chance now we're coming back to this other side. And instead of, if I had it to do over again, I'd be looking at probably even reversing if we get a reversal set up here. The only reason you don't necessarily want to reverse here and be a little more careful is because now we've got a failed break down here in a double bottom. That's a reversal pattern. We had a break of the trend line, and this trend line really could have been from yesterday. And you can see that we had a break of the trend line, and then we had 2 little measured legs down to a new low, and then a reversal type pattern. And I entered over here, so I entered blindly, so I was a little bit early, but you see, you can still enter early with a 2-point stop and survive, and that was an easy 4-point trade right there. And we never really took much heat. We came within a few ticks of getting stopped out, but we never took more than a little bit more than a point and a half of heat. And now prices, odds are, we're probably coming back down here now. So hopefully that all makes sense to you, and I just wanted to demonstrate a good trade using just buying support and resistance, and that's how it works. And but I'm gonna wrap it up. We're 30 minutes into this. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com. I hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.